Gecht.
Good morning, everybody. So, we are honored and delighted to have Tony as our guest. Thank you very much, Tom, for doing that. Thank you. It's a pleasure, and I hope I didn't wake you up this morning. Still on East Coast time. Okay, very good. I want to start with just an amazing milestone for your company. You celebrate 150 years anniversary, and before we get into the past and so on, maybe we'll start with where is Donnelly today, 150 years later, and what's the strategy?
Sure. First, Guy, thank you and your team for inviting us to be here today. Greatly appreciate it. It's an honor. Just looking at this room, a couple of things come to mind as you look out. Is our industry is doing better than what most people think it's doing. To have this many people here for this conference, it's a great compliment to EFI and Guy and his team, but it also says that we're sort of back from, in my mind, where we were a couple of years ago. And then also the economy's got to be doing pretty well. To take a couple of days out of everyone's schedule to come out, that says a lot. So those are two good signs as I sit here this morning. What I would tell you is, today versus 1864. Something that comes to mind. I was not there. So anybody thinks that there's a chance, I was not. But I would tell you what we do today, we did then. What we did then, we do today. And simply put, our Donnelly connects our customers' audiences through the power of words and images. And who's our customers' audiences? They're customers. They're their employees, they're their investors, they're their vendors. Donnelly started as a printer. He had one plant. As most of you know the story, it burned down, and he had to go back east to raise money to build again. So anything that we come across as a management team today, even these electronic devices, if you look back, we figure, okay, we can figure this out. But started as a printer, added on, became a print services provider, and then through more products and capabilities that we brought onto the platform, we think what we have now is basically the largest print communication services provider in the industry. There's a favorite term, omnichannel, is out there so much today. How do you connect your customers? How's that interaction going to take place? And that's, again, you go back over 150 years, that was the goal of how we would go ahead and have things take place, how are we going to communicate? And to us, helping our customers get their right message to the right person in the right way at the right time is key. Not only today, but it's been key throughout the existence of communication. So as you think about it, you compare the two time periods, that's sort of how we've been able to stay valuable in the supply chain.
So, if you have to look at the 150 years, and I understand you were just familiar with the 140 years, not all the 150 years, is there like one or two things you say that is the secret sauce of Donnelly is staying very big compared to all those companies that went away?
I do think taking care of the customer. I think for any company to be successful, you can have all the Six Sigma, you can have all the great technology and all these things that are behind the scene, but if you don't take care of your customer, then I don't think you'll have that longevity. You need the flexibility to go where the customer wants to go. I mean, you never, those of you who know us, you never see us sort of leading the parade. We're sort of behind the scenes. We enjoy when our customers do well. We take pride in that. But I think that at the end of the day, you get all the good employees, all the good technology. If you don't have customers, you don't have the business. So I think, to me, that's the key to our longevity.
I see. Makes sense. So you're running a gigantic company. We're going to talk about complexity and acquisition, but about $12 billion in revenue, or something like that.
It's a quiet thing. So
quiet. roughly, plus minus a billion. Number 264 Fortune 500, and how many employees?
Close to 70,000.
70,000 person. But yet your mission is very simple: help customers communicate more effectively. So what exactly? How do you do that? What exactly is that?
Sure. That's the foundation of us. I mean, if we don't do that, then I don't want to be the person that didn't make 151 years. That would be a bad legacy to leave behind. But that's our foundation as far as how we can communicate with customers. We all today, and in our industry, we have had constant disruption since day one, since it started, since Gutenberg decided to build a little technology that he built. There has been constant disruption, whether it's the telephone, the telegraph, the radio, the TV, these electronic devices. So we live in an industry that constantly does that. Our customers, though, are also today having more disruption than ever before with communications. It was simple for companies to reach out to their customers. They had physical form, and in some cases, only less than a decade ago, maybe a little bit longer, they had some electronic form. Today, there is all the social media ways they can go ahead and communicate with the customer. There's, physical that has to take place. What we've got to be able to do is make sure that we can help our customers have a conversation with their customer. We've got to make sure that we have interaction for our customers with their customers. If we can help our customers create brand loyalty, I guarantee you it will lead to higher dollars for them from a revenue standpoint, which will obviously lead to our customers having success. The whole key to all this is synchronizing the message in this crazy omni-channel world that we live in. You do not want to have we want to make sure that our customer's message isn't diluted because we've sent it out in a different format than what they've seen on one of the other devices. So you have to make sure that you synchronize the communication. You have to have a connected experience for the end consumer there. And what we've seen over the last couple of years when we've been able to do that, it's resulted in good things. Now we've gone ahead and we've gone out to, we create, we design, we produce, we distribute, we analyze. Some customers want one of those, and fortunately there's some customers for us that want all of those to be done. So I think as we think about it, and as you said here too, you're involved in it, how can you synchronize that message so that your customer's customer has more of an interaction with them?
So, a few minutes in the conversation, and you said the word customer so many times. I ask you to clearly your focus on the company focus. But I want to ask you, your customers are so diverse. You have Harley Quinlan, you have Honda. They have some, EFI is your customer, we use you for the filing and so on. And then, you have small companies. How do you handle such a diversity of customers?
First, I want to say we need more with you.
Okay. I just went into this. Probably we can do more with you.
Look, we will do high school graduation invitations to service in multinational conglomerates. That's the beauty of the platform that we built. It gives our customers the flexibility to go whichever direction they want to go. Every customer to us is precious. And you'll hear me talk about customers, you'll hear me talk about synchronization, you'll hear me talk about brand loyalty a lot. Those things for our customers, if you're the local dry cleaner in your community, okay, directories have changed, obviously, over the last number of years. How am I going to get my word out? It's going to be physical with some ink on paper, some printed, but it's also going to be electronic. So how do I do that? What is the best way? What is the best way for Mrs. Smith or Mr. Jones? How can I reach out to them? And then from a exponential type of formula, how do I do that on a scale for everyone that's out there? So I think for us, good communications is the key to our customer success. And again, I go back to how can we create, how can we manage, how can we produce, distribute, and analyze good. It's always fun to see, when you're dealing with your customers, you can tell them, hey, this is why somebody bought something. For us on the flip side, we also want to be able to tell people, why they didn't buy. And what can we do to help you understand why that customer didn't buy. So can we offer, they've been on your website for 2 minutes, and they looked at something. Let's say it's a canoe, for whatever reason, or whatever it may be. But okay, you've offered them the discount already. Now, pretty much distribution costs are next to zero. But is there something else that through the algorithms that you can go ahead and say, hey, this clicks, so now if I offer this, will they go ahead and buy? Somebody who comes back to your site a number of times, they're interested. What is it that's going to get them over the hurdle to go ahead and hit that button to buy? And physical content drives you to an electronic device. I mean, it was great to see yesterday, I'm sure most of you saw, JCPenney and what Mike did as far as bringing back the catalog. No matter what, who does it, it means a lot to the industry. The words that were used yesterday are key in the fact that sales went down because we didn't reach out in physical form. They're not worried about somebody taking that catalog and going into brick and mortar. What they want to see is take that catalog. I reached out to you, so I know you have it. And what do you do with it? You can go to your phone now, you can go to an electronic device. But again, to us, that no matter what the size is, having a good communication plan is going to help you maybe do better than what your competitors do.
Okay. So I want to push a little bit on this point. Talk about good communication plan, multi-channel and all that, but you're not the only one offering that. There's a lot of competition.
We're not.
Sometimes there's competition. Make life more complex. It's driving me crazy. How do you differentiate Donnelly if you go to a Gecht? What do you tell them?
Yeah, what I would say, first of all, there is still tons of competition that we have, so we cannot rest at all. And I like to say we're the biggest, largest, smallest communication service company out there. And if we rest, we definitely will not be. But I think what you can do today is, again, it comes back to synchronizing the message across all the channels. It comes back to personalization. There is no one today in the mailing community or in the digital community that is sending something out that says, dear ma'am or dear sir. If they are, you're not home for the world. If the public, shrug their side. Those days are over. So the technology has allowed us to go ahead, as you know, mine all this data and know what you're doing. So the personalization is key to making sure that that takes place. Innovation. What is it from a solution standpoint that you could bring forward as you think about things? For us, I think those are the items to where, the 3 items to where we've got to go ahead and be able to bring forward to make happen.
Okay. So, in all this multi-channel personalization, which by the way we all totally agree, there's still this concern, the notion about the death of print and printing, going away. How do you think about that?
When I started a couple of years ago, which some days I'm glad I did, some days I wish I didn't, but at some event I said, I quoted Mark Twain about, and I said, my death has been greatly exaggerated. Printing's death has been greatly exaggerated. It's not print, it's print and digital. It's not digital or print, it's digital and print. It's print and digital. Again, I think as you look out into, just in this venue that we're in, for those of you who stayed, if you look in your room, look at all the things that are there that are physical print that take place. They're not going away. Are there some long-run products that are going to have shorter runs, have less volume to them? Sure, it's a volume. It's going to continue to evolve. But print is here. Print is going to be a core to that communication plan. Again, I need to reach out to you so that I know that you've got it. I don't know where you are from a communication standpoint. I don't know yet whether you're on your iPad, your electronic device, your phone. Some people, in some cases, there's a TV monitor. So what best way can I get there? At least I know that something's going to show up in your house, in your apartment, at your job, that you're going to open. I used to call the mailbox sort of like a Cracker Jack box. There's always a prize in it. Some days the prize isn't too good, but there's always a prize in it. Some days you may have bills that you don't want to see. But all of that comes together, comes to you in such a way to where it's not going away. In the United States, I think if you exclude newspapers now, it's a $110 billion industry. We've got well less than 10% of that. So it's huge marketplace still just in here. I think if you go worldwide, the numbers don't quote me on it, but it's somewhere in the $400 billion range. So I do think that the combination though is key. It cannot just be one. Just as there's not just one omni-channel message. It's omni-channel, it's across the board. You've got to be able to go ahead and serve those customers with all of those products and services as you think. You want a connected experience. You want somebody to go ahead and have that causes them to have a conversation about it. Print is shareable. It's tangible, shareable, as you go through it. And I think we've got an example of a car manufacturer who was kind enough to tell us that their budget was really low. They didn't have a lot to spend, and we had to figure out with them how we're going to do a special project. Through augmented reality, what we did was we showed them and said, hey, with that physical page, the car wasn't going to be ready to be in the showroom, but they wanted to show their customers that, look, this is what's coming, and get them excited about it. So you were able to, the salespeople, when they had them in there, were able to take their electronic device, go over the page, and what we were able to do through technology or augmented reality specifically is go ahead and show the car moving off the page, show the inside of the car, have the sound of the room take place, and for nothing else, that customer left that dealership saying, hey, I want to come back and see this. And they went out and talked to people about it. So those are the things, again, to where we believe that the combination of print and digital is key to the success.
That's actually a very good, very interesting example. By the way, we have to tell you Tesla, which is the most advanced as far as high tech, and they use it to lock it up to make it look better. Again, it's complete technology that's making it look better. It's not anything else that's definitely related to this. We didn't do research on you. We didn't hack into your email and anything. That's all public information. But we found out you made a quote somewhere, which maybe that's what you meant on the print. But I want to read it to you and see what you meant. You said. You said somewhere, print is the doorway to digital, and digital is the doorway to print.
Yes.
Is that?
Yeah, that's similar to what I said. I mean, there's so many technologies out there right now, whether it's we all know QR codes started off, but still, near-field communication, QR codes, the printed electronics, sensor labels, all of this comes to play when you think about how digital can impact print and how print can impact digital. Today, for us, as you think about sensor labels, there's so many different ways that things are taking place out in the marketplace for that label. And who would ever think that a label is going to be something that you want to get excited over? But the data that can be transmitted now from that labels is critical to company success. All of us are here in the new and latest various catchphrase of the industrial industry of things. What is that going to mean? How is that going to drive things? And what's going to take place? But I do think that as you think about whether it's temperature-based, shock and tilt, whether you think about from a healthcare standpoint, what it might mean for people as it relates to their diabetes, blood pressure. There's many ways that, again, I think our products are going to add value, not only to our customers, but to our customers' customers to take place. So there's still so many different avenues that I don't think any of us have really fully grasped as far as what can take place. And it's all the printing process that we talk about. So I do think print is the doorway to digital, and digital is the doorway to print. Big believer in, as we look at printing electronics down the road, that there will be a marketplace there along the supply chain that's going to add value to our customer's customer, and we've got to make sure that we're prepared to take part in it.
Very good. So I want to talk about a different type of digital, which is digital printing. What's your take on that, honestly, if I care a lot about that? Is offset to digital, is this really happening, and where do you see that?
No, I think as some of you who follow us have seen, we've made a lot of investments in the digital arena, both from a third-party standpoint as well as our own internal proprietary investments that we've made. You want to be able to bring your customer to market sooner. You want to be able to, for them, you know, you're going to have shorter runs. You're going to have customers that want to have just in time. Digital allows you to do many of those things. For our customers to be able to reduce their cost and increase their return on their investment is critical to their success, as I've talked about it today on some of those things. So to have that in there, digital is going to play a main role. And I don't think any of you are sitting out there shocked by hearing that. But it's what can you do because of that technology for the customer? Now, those people who decide that they're going to stay away from that, I do think they run the risk of being left behind as the industry continues to evolve. The evolution into digital is something that we've been with for a while. And again, I think when you can variabilize every single character on the page, wow, the impact that's going to have out there for people, to market to people, to try to go ahead and from a healthcare standpoint, talk to people. So we think there's a lot of opportunities in that area that are going to take place and that are taking place today.
We totally agree with you. Really well said. You obviously know new technology and pilot technologies. Thank you very much for Pali. I appreciate selecting us on this. We'll continue to try to do good work for you on this. I want to switch to another thing that you alluded to, which is big data. I know we both share the same belief in the importance of data and how decision making. So tell me more about your philosophy, how you do that.
I think that's a good one for GPS. Good problem to solve.
I thought you were going to a when yesterday.
I did my homework as well. There is so much data that's out there today that's both structured and unstructured. Companies that are availing themselves to taking advantage of that have a leg up on their competitors. We think that the platform that we built today, as it presently stands, allows our customers to take advantage of that. Now, the big thing there is everybody has the data. More and more people are mining the data. But what happens, so what? You mine the data. Good, what are you going to do? And I think that's where there's sort of a roadblock that's taking place. People are all excited that they have the data, but then how are they going to put it to action? And where we think we come in, we have teams of people that can analyze the data. So again, we're not just ink on paper. Those days are, we're more than what we think we are when it comes to that. And having those capabilities to go back to our customer and say, hey, here's what X, Y, and Z group did. Here's how this group acts. Here's how this individual acts. Those particular algorithms that can come out of that are pretty impactful to a company's bottom line. So you have to, as you think about it, sit out there, and again, whatever size of customer that you have, they all have this data. People talk about statements as, oh, who cares, they're statements. Those statements are precious. Those monthly bills that you get, whether they're utility bills, credit card bills, whether they're employee benefit plans, the amount of data that's captured on those statements says so much about your lifestyle, your habits, and what you enjoy. And we believe that as we look, how can we go ahead and help our customers? Because obviously it's our customers' data, but how can we go ahead and play a role there to help our customers again mine that data? Now I would call that structured data. There's unstructured data that may say, when did you go on a website? When did you hit certain things? what's your Twitter feed? What are you talking about? Again, you get close to it in the world that we're in today with privacy and as things are taking place. There's interesting lines that are drawn there as far as what you can go ahead and embed yourself to and what you can't. And I would like to think that the United States and the global consumer at this stage understands a lot better that whenever they